Okay, in this video I'm going to do a couple examples where we're evaluating expressions that contain absolute values. So what you're going to have to keep in mind when we deal with absolute values, with regard for order of operations, treat absolute values as you would brackets. Okay, so if you remember bed mass, brackets goes first, so absolute values is going to go first. So we're going to want to simplify these things or evaluate. So simplify, we'll just do some examples. So let's say you have something like this. Absolute value of 2 minus 8. So order of operations would say do anything in the brackets first. So we'll do the same thing, we'll do anything in the absolute values first. So here we have 2 minus 8, so we would evaluate that first. That's minus 6, and now we can evaluate the absolute value. So the absolute value of minus 6 is just 6. We can have slightly more complicated expressions. Let's say we said 3 absolute value 2 minus 5. Now this is just like if there was brackets here, right? If you have a number beside an absolute value and there's no sign, no operation written there, assume it's taken to be multiplication. But again, we'll do anything in the brackets or or absolute value first. So 3 absolute value of 2 minus 5 is negative 3. So now we'll evaluate that absolute value. So absolute value of negative 3 is 3. So you could write times 3, or you could just put the 3 now in a bracket. And 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so not too difficult. We can get expressions like this. Absolute value of 8 over 2 plus absolute value of 12 over 4. So again, just evaluate everything in the brackets or absolute value first, which there's nothing really to evaluate in the brackets, but we could evaluate the bracket or the absolute value. So absolute value of 8 is 8 over 2 plus absolute value of 12, that's an easy one, 12 over 4, and now just like you would normal expression. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, plus 12 divided by 4 is 3, equals 7. And let's just do one more. So D. Negative absolute value 5 minus 7. So there we have a negative in front, so just like if it was in front of a bracket, we'd leave it there. So now we're going to evaluate anything inside the absolute value. 5 minus 7 is negative 2. Evaluate the absolute value now. That's just equal to 2. So we have negative bracket 2. So it's like the negative is being multiplied by the 2. So we have minus 2. Okay, so that's how you evaluate expressions using that contain absolute values. So just treat sort of with regard for order of operations, you got to treat the absolute value as you would a bracket. So usually it's anything in the absolute value is going to be evaluated first.